Welcome to another episode of the Traveling Hoopers podcast. I am your host, Alan Pettigrew, and this fella across the screen is
What's up,
Calvin.
y'all? What's up, y'all?
All right, so since we've been gone, sorry, we're gonna get copyrighted. It's okay though. Since we've been gone, all right. Since we've been gone, NBA Finals have started. So Lakers 2-1 on the Heat. Heat winning that last game, and there's the game 4 tonight. Calvin, how are we feeling about the series so far?
Um, I so uh, like most folks are probably aware. Bam Adebayo and Goran Dragic got hurt in game one. Like game one was kind of a blowout. Like with or without them, it was kind of a rough look. But the but like they game two was closer, and then of course they won in game three. Um, Dragic and Bam are probably not coming back. My understanding. Um, why did I forget the term? It was. Let me look it up. But he basically he functionally broke his foot.
Oh yeah, the plantar fasciitis.
Fasciitis, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's not coming back. He can't, like, I think it said he's able to put a bit of weight on it, but it's like even if he can't run and jump with that thing.
And I think they've been called out for game 4 tonight. So yeah, it's not looking good.
Game four is tomorrow. Pretty sure, because yesterday was game 3.
I just watched bro, all the days mixed together, bro.
I understand. Anyway, though, so, and like I'm aware, like people basically completely wrote the Heat off after Dragic and Bam got hurt. But especially after looking at game 2, like I'm not that surprised that they won game 3. Like it's a surprise that they're wildly and like they're undermanned and they were outgunned before dudes got hurt. But like I felt like they could probably get a game. They might be able to get another one. I don't know though. Like it's okay. It's like this. I think they can. Whether or not they will is an entirely separate question. Because in game 3, Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson did not play well at all. Olenek is stepped up in games 2 and 3 a lot, and they're going to need more of that if they're to have any hope at all of doing taking any more games. But like,
yeah, at this phase in the game, I have no, I have no, I have no confidence in the Heat getting another one. I don't think they can really win with Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson having bad shooting nights again.
Nah.
Yeah, because you need Jimmy to go supernova, and I don't know if Jimmy can give you 40 every night. Like if we talk 30, maybe, but 40-point triple double at that. Like, yeah, no, their goose is cooked. It was a gentleman's sweep. LeBron's respect.
Like it wouldn't surprise me at all if it's a gentleman's sweep. I feel like at this point Jimmy Butler, for no other reason than pure mindset, is in a situation where he's probably going to hit them up for 30 or 40, and there's not a whole lot they can do about it. Not like they can try. Like he didn't even attempt a 3 last game, and he shot amazingly well, hitting tough shots, like getting assists. He did everything, and he did it well. Like he outplayed LeBron, and they just they did enough to win.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. I expected like a little bit more fight, like before the injuries. Like I expected this to still be like 5 games, but I expected this to be like an entertaining 5 games. Now I do not take like I don't even feel like pity, like because they deserve to be here. Like they fought tooth and nail and they earned it. But to see them lose like this is kind of like it's like gut wrenching. I know they just came off of a win, but like it's written like in stone. Yeah. It's like Kelly Olynyk, really? He's your savior.
Bro, I mean, he doesn't have a choice. It's either that or they lose.
Bro, I did a rewatch and he was all hyped up on the court, and I was like, this is what we doing. We got Kelly Olynyk out here on the floor in the NBA Finals. Like nothing against Kelly Olynyk, but just like this is what it is. Like 20 minutes of you? Like I'm sorry.
I mean, fairness to him, he's played well like the last 2 games.
I know. But the person who would be playing those minutes, if it weren't Kelly Olynyk, would be Bam Adebayo. I feel cheated. Like I'm not spending any money to watch the games, but I'm just saying, like this isn't what was advertised, yo.
Yeah, but it's what you got.
I don't like these shoes.
Like one of my things I figured before they won the last game was like one of the things they got to do is they got to keep, like they have to keep Davis and Howard off the glass because they ate them, like they got bullied game 1 and game 2. Like Davis had more offensive rebounds than he had defensive rebounds in game 2. Like he had like 8 offensive, 6 defensive. And it's just like, if y'all want any chance of winning, you have to keep them off the glass. It just so happens that the best way to do that is to get Davis in foul trouble as early as possible. Yeah. That said, also, Nunn is not good at boxing out. He tries, but he's just always late, and he gets called for it all the time.
Yeah, I noticed that in like game 2. Didn't it happen like 2 times, like back to back? It was like
something like that. Yeah,
paying attention. Yeah, but they got to keep them off the rim too. Like the opening game for game 3 was just Dwight Howard dunking, and I was like, how did he even get down that fast? Like that happened like 3 or 4 times. It just like they just don't have enough size, bro.
They don't, but like also something I noticed in game 2 in particular was like I don't know how much Howard does it, but I noticed that like Davis and also to a lesser extent LeBron will like kind of camp out down there right behind the rim, like in the middle of the defense. And like you can't really let them do that, and you certainly like can't just like, granted, when I saw one of the times I saw Davis do it, like Hero was aware of where Davis was, but the pass came to the dude in the corner, and he has to go and defend. And I don't think anybody else was really aware that Davis was down there. It didn't seem to be. And like I think the dude, whoever shot it, missed the shot, and Davis just like one step, put back. And it's just you can't let that happen if you're the Heat. Now, if you're the Lakers, of course, you love it. It's easy. Like he can just chill down there an entire offense possession and still score for you. But like, but LeBron was hot after game 3 though. Like I could just tell he wasn't happy about that loss. Like they're gonna hear an earful from him from now until game 4, and they're also just gonna come out harder at game 4. Like it's just you just know it's going to happen.
All right, what's the over under on LeBron scoring 30?
Are you saying like which one would I take? The over or under?
Yeah. Over.
I think I'll take the under. and like assuming Davis doesn't get in foul trouble again, he's just gonna like put up a whole bunch of points. That's probably what's gonna happen. LeBron's still gonna have like probably still gonna have like 25 and like a triple double. But yeah.
Yeah,
I think best case scenario is probably a 6-game series. Like best realistic scenario is a 6-game series. Best possible scenario is a 7-game series. The Lakers probably win anyway. But,
Oh yeah, regardless, I think this goes down as a Lakers thing. If anything else happens, I do not know if I will like that's all heat. Like that would be this would be one of the craziest finals if something just flips. Like I have no faith that it will. I just like playing what if games.
yeah, they're probably gonna lose. I just at the moment I just like the idea of them winning, even though I also like the idea. Well, I mean at this point LeBron kept up the whole finals thing. This is what his 10th finals in like 11 years or something.
Yeah.
And so like now and at this point it's the Lakers' ring to lose. And like LeBron is hot, and as always, Rondo doesn't fold. Like it's not in his vocabulary. He doesn't know how to do it. And he's not going to light you up. He's going to hit. At this point, I think he's going to hit like one crazy shot a game, and then just like get like 10 assists, and just like call it a game. Well, if they're in a comfortable position. Otherwise, he's actually going to start trying to score, and you got other issues to deal with. But
Game 6 Rondo. That's all I gotta say. That's why he's my favorite point guard. But let's talk about some other news in the NBA. Doc Rivers as head coach of the 76ers.
right.
Where you at on that?
It is probably the best option that they had because, as we previously talked about, everybody who's better than him is either already has a job or is retired. And like I think when they were first fired Brown, people would say like get Jay Wright to the point like Jay Wright made like an official statement. He's like, I'm staying at Villanova, basically. Because like of course they'd be like get Jay Wright. He's clearly a very very good coach. But like this is for as far as a coaching thing goes, like just getting the best coach possible. This is probably the best. Like this is realistically as good as it would have gotten for 76ers. Now I'm less sold on him trying to move either Embiid or Simmons because like I think they can play together. You just have the wrong roster like around them. But what do you think about it?
I just find it hilarious that the best option that we have is a man who has the stink of losing 3-1 leads in the playoffs. Like that is your best option. Your best option is like the dude who won a like ring like 10 years ago. Like which isn't a bad thing because like it's only been like three head coaches that have won rings for real in the last like 10 years, but I can't wait to see what it looks like up X's and O's. Like he's much different than Blake Griffin or like Kevin Garnett. I'm pretty sure you can scheme up something, but it's a mixed bag, bro. I feel bad for Philly. There's so much there, and yet so little.
I feel like the best thing they could do is restructure the roster. Like I feel like the biggest hurdle though is going to be like salaries. Um, like I was just looking at some stuff and mentioned it, and I saw someone mention and I looked at it and like it's not actually that bad of an idea, but I'm not sure if you could talk the Kings into it. Would be something like Horford for Hield and probably like throwing like a first or something. Like it gives you shooting. He's a decent enough defender. it spaces out the floor. Like he's gonna like him. I also looked at it like they might benefit from like trying to get what Davis Burton again. Though I'm not sure if the Wizards would come up often. Um, like it's one thing to be like this dude would make your team better. It's another to be like, yeah, this is a realistic like person you can go and get.
I think they're capped, aren't they? Like they kind of have to go in with that roster. Like it's going to be like some tweaks on like the back end, but who they have is kind of who they have, right?
I think so more or less because like dude's a big contract, and like that's the issue with trying to trade them too. Even if other teams want them, it's like you got to make those salaries. You're probably gonna have to make those salaries match or like something.
If that's the case, unless you know like your GM is cooking up like a really good trade scenario, like almost what is the point of firing your head coach? Because especially if like I get that his scheme isn't working, but like, you just gonna roll the dice on the other dude's scheme not working? I mean, scheme working. Like especially if you already know what his scheme is. Like I just
like
sucks.
I'm not sure where like I've run across before, but I think that basically like a lot of times firing coaches, it's very much the coaches are just kind of the scapegoat. Not to say that like every coach that gets fired is a wonderful coach, but it's just like if it's not the coach, then like it's probably the GM, and like the GM isn't about to be like it's me, the problem is me. So like of course they're gonna like blame the coach and by firing and like fire the coach because either that or like what's that phrase? It's impossible to get someone to understand something whose livelihood is dependent upon them not understanding it.
Yeah.
So you might need a change in GM, but like the GM's never gonna say that. Like
Yeah. He's what? The GM is Elton Brand. He's been what? There 3 years?
something like that, yeah.
I can't really blame him yet. Because it's not like they really had anything to like make shake. Like best contracts in the world? No, that Al Horford deal kind of looks awful. But I understand why you gave him the Al Horford deal. Like the year before, he was the only dude that could really like put a body on Giannis. Like I get it. Just
It's one
like
of
I
those,
just don't
it
know
seemed
if
like a good idea at the time.
yeah, like if Al Horford is completely washed, it's a very bad contract. It was just like bad scheming because of like whatever Brown has him in. Maybe he has a renaissance year, but I don't really have any faith. That dude looked not that good this season.
Like I feel like even if like he's got more in him, like it's still like an issue of like you got him and he like he can shoot a little bit. Like he's gonna spend a lot of time in the paint. Embiid needs to be spending a lot of time in the paint, and the only place that Simmons scores is right around the rim. Like that's three dudes who really need to be around, who either should be or can only really operate there.
Hey, Brett Brown is going to be super hot when Ben Simmons come back with a reliable 3-point jump shot next season.
I will believe it when I see it.
Imagine this man getting to 35%. I think the game completely changes, especially if we're talking about like on 4 attempts a game.
He doesn't like the game changes if he gets a 33%. If he gets a mediocre jump shot, the game changes.
That Giannis every once in a while, like, oh, I gotta guard you, don't I? Like you chump.
Like Giannis, LeBron, Davis, just get a mediocre jump shot. Like if you get better than that, wonderful. But like your three only needs to be mediocre for like then they have to come out and like everything like the gate like the whole system everything changes. You got options that you don't have when he's like not taking any kind of jumper at all. As I mentioned, Well, as I mentioned to you before we got started, J.D. Davison committed to Alabama, which is a good get for Alabama. I don't like he's a very good scorer and very athletic. Um, so I don't really know what Bama has necessarily outside of him. That like, if nothing else, you got to do who can probably get them 15 a game without too much trouble.
Yeah, I think he might be like the lone like big name that they'll have when he comes in, but they should have a decent roster. They've been recruiting pretty well over the last couple of years. Any other recruiting news?
Um, Not that I can comment on too much. I know like Memphis just got like 2 commits. Um, but like I can't really tell you about those players.
Yeah, as far as the recruiting side, I don't have much, but as far as like the high school talent that I saw this weekend, I was able to go to the Pangos sophomore versus freshman camp down here in Dallas. So we're talking about the top 2023s and 2024s and some of the 2025s in the region. Uh, when I tell you we got some heat, we got some heat. Amir Ali, this is probably my first time seeing him like all summer, but and he's a 2024. Talking about a 6'8" dude that like handles the ball like a guard, looks really good, can score going downhill. Not a bad jump shooter already. Um, has a little bit of passing vision. It just like a really good handle. Like the game is going to open up so much more for him once he figures out really what he's doing. He looks really good. Uh, Pretty sure is going to be a top 5 2024 pick, and overall at least a top 100 thing where kid when we're all said and done. Like it's all there. Out of your city, Ernest Smith the second,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to be the best point guard out of your city in like a year and a half. Like, dude looks really good, like super smooth. Once he gets downhill, it's a bucket. Uh, like tons of touch, like floater game, going downhill, all that. Uh, we got another big man out here that's probably going to be that is in the top 5 in our 2024. Dorian Owencheku. Pretty sure I'm butchering the name, but just a double machine, gets all the rebounds, putbacks, all that. Um, Surprisingly agile, just like a really good kid overall. Um, Another dude named Sasha Payne, another dude that's the top 5 in our 2024. Super athletic, 6'6", handles, shoots the ball, and like stupid athlete. Like like when you first get bounced and you try to dunk everything, that's him right now. It's. I'm just glad I don't gotta play against the kid.
Did manage to catch game of the WNBA finals. Side note, I feel like it's granted, like I get like there's football on Sunday, but like because of that, the NBA finals aren't going to get looked at as much either. But like I feel like it's kind of lost opportunity not to put the WNBA finals and NBA finals back to back, like since they're on the same day. Because the WNBA finals happened at like 2, but like the NBA was like what 6 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you could have set it up to like once one ends, just like start like hit record on the other or whatever. Like because I don't really care about the like NBA countdown or whatever, the pregame show or whatever it is. Like no, you just want to watch the game. Why not watch WNBA game? Like if they weren't gonna watch, they probably weren't gonna watch countdown either. So, um, but also the Aces are currently down against the Seattle Storm, 2-0. So Seattle is a game away from being crowned WNBA champs. Um, the it was it was a decent game. It was just like I kind of like the Aces, so like I had to go and double check myself after even though I watched the game. Like I don't quite remember what happened. That means they probably lost. And yeah, the Aces lost. um, Asia Wilson showed up after I guess apparently struggling in game one, but like it didn't quite matter. Like Sue Bird had a double double. I don't even remember what Stewart put up, and what the Aces are, and I guess to the degree that everybody in either bubble is relatively short staffed, the Aces are kind of short staffed, and that Liz Cambage decided not to participate this year.
Yeah.
One of their bench players, I hope I'm pronouncing Park Jun Soo, I think is her
Yeah.
name. Yeah, she decided to stay in Korea um, this year. So that basically left the front court, depending on how you categorize front court, is um, Angel McCautry, who like they just added in the off season. Um, Asia Wilson, I don't remember first name, but Swords, and Derica Hamby. And Derica Hamby is,
Carolyn Swords.
thank you. And like Derica Hamby was out with some sort of like knee injury or something. So Swords got minutes she probably shouldn't have gotten. They kind of just she kind of got eaten up like every possession. But the Aces would have set a new assist record like in a game for the WNBA, like in the finals game of WNBA, if it weren't for the fact that Seattle had more assists than they did. So like yeah, it was like that.
Oh, that's the game where Sue Bird said like she set like the finals record for assists, right?
No, I think that was game one. In this
Yeah.
one, she had like 16 points and 10 assists.
Bucket.
Yeah, she's a very real problem. And the Aces are also without Kelsey Plum, who probably would have helped with the whole scoring thing.
Yeah. Hey, so I know you said at the beginning of the WNBA, well, like before the WNBA season started, that the Storm had a point guard that you were looking into, Izzy, right? How's she doing?
I think she's a forward, but yeah.
Yeah.
I hold up, cause like, give me a second.
You
Lord,
go.
cause like I have not followed the WNBA as closely as I had initially attempted to. Like I just kind of didn't. I kind of blame the NBA playoffs. Actually, no, I entirely blame the NBA playoffs. I want to see what her numbers look like. Cause like I know she didn't win Rookie of the Year. Like
Yeah.
that wouldn't have made any sense. Like even if she was the best rookie, hypothetically, she's just not in a position to win it. It was, but like the Storm were kind of just clicking on all cylinders pretty consistently.
Yeah, man, I haven't caught a single game of like the WNBA this year. Like between COVID and the, the NBA bubble, they got
Yeah. The world is kind of a mess, and by kind of I mean I mean very much so. So it's completely understandable. It was, I don't know, a decent rookie season. Like
Okay.
I'm not really sure what one would expect necessarily, but she averaged 6.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, shooting 56%, 33% from three in like 13 minutes a game. She played every single one, didn't start one.
Okay, so she made useful. Just make that team more dangerous, of course.
Yeah, it's one of them. Like give her like a year or two, I think.
Yeah.
And like she hasn't played that much in the playoffs because it's the playoffs.
I am all out of topics. You got anything else, Calvin?
Nah, nothing comes to mind.
Well, thank you for tuning in for another episode of the Traveling Hooper podcast. We're going to go ahead and get up out of here.
Thanks again, for coming through. Like if you're on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. And listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts, I guess.